In the quiet village of Hill Clumber, nestled between vast green hills and thick forests, lived a young boy named Ethan Parker. Ethan was known for his kindness, but he lacked confidence in himself. He had always dreamed of climbing the tallest hill in the village, Summit Peak, but fear and doubt always stopped him. His best friend, Sophie Bennett, was fearless. She loved adventures and always encouraged Ethan to challenge himself. "Ethan, you should climb Summit Peak with me. I know you can do it," she said one afternoon as they watched the sun setting behind the hills. Ethan shook his head. "I don't think I can, Sophie. What if I slip? What if I can't make it to the top?" "You'll never know unless you try," Sophie said with a smile. Ethan's father, Mr. Parker, had once been a great climber, but after an accident many years ago, he stopped climbing. He never talked about it, but Ethan often saw the sadness in his eyes when he looked at the hills. One evening, as Ethan sat by the fireplace, he sighed and said, "Dad, do you think I can climb Summit Peak?" Mr. Parker looked at him for a moment and then said, "Ethan, the only thing stopping you is your own mind. If you believe in yourself, you can do anything." Ethan thought about his father's words all night. The next morning, he decided to try. He told Sophie, and she was thrilled. "We leave tomorrow morning," she said excitedly. The day of the climb arrived. Ethan stood at the base of Summit Peak, looking up. It seemed much taller than he had imagined. His heart pounded. "What if I fail?" he thought. "Let's go, Ethan." Sophie called, already climbing ahead. Taking a deep breath, Ethan placed his hands on the rocks and began to climb. At first, it was easy. The lower part of the hill had steady ground, and he felt confident. But as they climbed higher, the path became steeper, and the wind grew stronger. Halfway up, Ethan slipped on a loose rock and nearly fell. Panic filled his mind. "I can't do this," he gasped, gripping onto the rock tightly. "Yes, you can," Sophie said firmly. "You just have to trust yourself." Ethan closed his eyes for a moment, remembering his father's words. "Believe in yourself." He took a deep breath and pushed forward. Slowly, step by step, he climbed higher. As they neared the top, the path became narrow and challenging. Ethan felt his legs shaking, but he refused to give up. "I've come this far," he thought. "I won't stop now." Finally, after hours of climbing, they reached the peak. Ethan stood at the top, looking over the vast landscape. The entire village of Hill Clumber lay below them, tiny houses and winding roads stretching into the distance. The sun shone brightly, painting the sky in warm shades of orange and gold. "I did it," Ethan whispered in disbelief. Then, louder, "I did it." Sophie laughed and clapped. "I knew you could." When Ethan returned home, his father saw the pride in his eyes. "You made it," Mr. Parker said with a smile. "I did," Ethan said. "And you were right, Dad. The only thing stopping me was my own doubt." That day, Ethan learned the most important lesson of his life: believe in yourself, and you can achieve anything. From that moment on, he never let fear hold him back again.